Namo Adita Pha. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech and the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I'm determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or community to break. I'm determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. For our Dharma lessons, we're reading Ajahn Munindo's book, Unexpected Freedom, and this morning we're continuing in a chapter called What is Renunciation, with a section on picking up the training. If we want to understand renunciation, then we have to try it out. No amount of talking about this practice takes us there. We only see what it really achieves when we make an effort and observe the result. Sometimes we are surprised at how good it feels to know we can say no to ourselves. It can even be intoxicatingly good. I recall translating for a newly ordained young monk who was full of the inspiration that can come from having been recently received into the Renunciate Sangha. He was asking Ajahn Chah for advice on how to apply the various methods for cultivating renunciation and determination. This bright-eyed and energetic fellow was telling Ajahn Chah how he wanted to make a determination to spend the following 3 months of the Rains retreat observing the practices of not lying down to sleep, not accepting food other than that gathered on alms round, eating only 1 meal a day, wearing only the bare minimum of clothes, and so on. He listed lots of the Dhutanga, ascetic practices that the Buddha encouraged. Ajahn Chah listened and then commented that the best thing would be if he simply determined to keep practicing for the 3 months, whatever happened, and take on nothing particularly special. Ajahn Chah was well aware of how inspiring the renunciation practice can be when we first get a feel for the power it generates. Sometimes we might even become a little evangelical about it, preaching to everyone and anyone who will listen to us about the virtues of renunciation, even enforcing it on others. This tends to be the aspect that gives the whole subject a bad reputation. Some years ago, Ajahn Sumedho had to intervene to tone down the enthusiasm of a newly appointed senior incumbent at a small branch monastery. This particular monk had set up a system whereby all the food that had been prepared and offered at the midday meal was poured into a big plastic bucket, rice, curry, cakes, the lot. He would give it a stir, then take a few ladles for himself before passing the bucket down the line. No doubt this gesture of renunciation served to challenge preferences around food in a worthy manner, but there was evidence that not everyone in the community found it equally helpful. Ajahn Sumedho, in his wisdom, sent up a large box of beautifully wrapped, delicious-looking biscuits with a note saying, "Not for the bucket." Even without making any specific outer gesture of renunciation, we can learn from seeing how difficult it can be to let go of all that is extra in our minds. An example is when we sit down to meditate for a period of time. We know how the practice of concentration can steady the mind, open the heart, and bring greater clarity and understanding. We know how suitable and agreeable that state of mind is. And yet, when we decide, okay, I'll put 30 minutes aside and sit in meditation and try to focus, the mind goes off every which way. We think, why is that? Why is the mind going off? It's not necessary. I finished with that stuff. I want to be quiet. This is what I mean by extra. So can we let go of the extra? Do we have that ability, that strength, that enables simply saying no to the force of compulsion? May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. Namo Adidafa. Thanks so much for joining me today.